Well, I'm showing the time 6:30. Let's call the meeting to order.
Scott McCorney.
Here.
Jeremy Hansen.
Here.
Paul Kraus.
Here.
Jason Weasey.
Here.
Travis Kramer.
Here. Notice that the Open Meetings Act is posted on the back wall. Item 4, public comment. Do we have anyone here for public comment tonight? Item 5, Citizenship Award. Jeff and Cheryl, would you come up? Jeff and Cheryl, first I'll give you that so I don't break it. Want to thank Jeff and Cheryl Eisenhower for their commitment and dedication to the village of Arlington. In the aftermath of the March 19th blizzard and subsequent power outage, Jeff and Cheryl stepped up in a remarkable way. Through their food truck, they provided hot meals so many of our community members, when they needed it most. Our community members, they provided hot meals to so many of our community members when they needed it most. The power outage was difficult for so many people in our community, and Jeff and Cheryl's actions during that time went above and beyond. Thank you, Jeff and Cheryl, for not only your willingness to donate your resources, but also the time and effort that went into feeding that many people. We are grateful for your service and support for our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys did a lot of work in this.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, pretty good job
Thank
there,
you.
guys. That's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Mhm.
Bye.
Item 6, consent agenda. Is there anything we need to consider separately? If not,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen.
All right.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Unfinished business, item A, third reading and adoption of ordinance 685 Economic Development Program. This would be
I'll make a motion for the third. Was trying to find who did it last time. I'll make a motion for the third and final reading. And passage of ordinance number 685. Which reads, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to find this, and we got a page on that.
33.
And it's an ordinance establishing an economic development program for the village of Arlington and authorizing its activities pursuant to Nebraska revised statute 18-2715.
I will second that motion.
okay.
This has been the rules, right?
No, we don't have to.
This is the final reading.
Third, yeah.
Scott, excuse me, Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance What was the number again?
685.
635. Can we have a vote?
85.
685. Can we have a vote?
Yes. Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jason
Aye.
Weasey, Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Ordinance 685 is approved and adopted this 19th day of May, 2025. Item B, discussion about water drainage study from GEO. I did call and speak with Patrick today, just kind of getting an update on dates, times, how long before we get any information back from them. And they thought within the next 3 weeks to a month, we'd have something. So it'd be really close to our meeting of having a formal report back from them. So not much to report this month, other than we think we'll have it by next month. Any other questions on that? Otherwise, we will table that until next month. Item C, discussion about 8th Street grading and seating and request for reimbursement.
I spoke with Jason from JEO today. Currently, they're still kind of working on the numbers. So he'll have more for us on the next month's meeting. So.
Okay.
Something that I would just like to, it kind of goes along with this is, Paul and I had discussed, because I know we've done this before in the past, I believe, of the months of when people are watering, giving some kind of reduction in the cost of their water in terms of
If they've got new seed.
if they have new seed.
Any idea of what we did in the past or what kind
So
of?
what I was thinking we could do is look at what their typical month, whatever, March and April.
Mhm.
And then look at what their March, April is this year, maybe the difference between the two, if it's, maybe just analyze it and look at it and give us some ideas. What we
If it is significantly,
have
yeah,
significantly different.
sure.
I know we get to that one point where there's a price break where it really doesn't grow up much at all anyway, so.
Yeah.
If they've watered enough, it might not,
Right, yeah, yeah, I'll look.
but something to take a peek at.
Yeah, because there is a difference in like people, I mean, all over town are watering a lot more, so.
Right,
You talk
That's right.
just the ones on the project.
just the ones.
Just the ones that had
Yeah,
seeding
yes,
done.
yes, yes, yes.
Was there seed on all those streets?
John has all the addresses.
okay.
There were, well, we can go through that.
Okay.
Yeah, John will have it.
My vacation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not like immediate by any means. That's something you can do by next month easily. But I just wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were. Paul and I had talked about it and it seemed reasonable, I thought, but
Seems like we can come up with the number to vote on officially. Thoughts?
Yeah, that'd be the easiest way to maybe reimburse them a little bit, so.
Okay. Sounds good. In that case, then we'll hold for next month. Item D, discussion and possible approval to reimburse Arlington Public Schools $1,500 for additional pavement. And JEO to pay village $750 for half.
There's an email in the packet from John Newberry, proposing that $750 might make more sense.
The biggest thing with that, when we went to look at it, is that they said they checked and it wasn't in the plans to put the concrete back, so. It's kind of a deal where, we're doing them a favor. We approved the plans and. So they were willing to pay half, and it seems like a reasonable amount.
I think that in that letter, I think it states that if you go by the plans, their quantities, it was actually like 500, I do believe.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pay, they would be willing to pay half. It would have been 500 if they would have done it at the time of, it would have been caught.
So it's more than fair.
Yeah,
They would be willing to pay up to $750, which is half.
Okay.
Mobilization, I'm sure, is the expensive part on that.
Any other comments?
That's using the high school's contractor.
Correct.
Right.
They've already got it done. It's done.
Right. Oh, Graham didn't come back and do it? Cause I thought that day Graham said they were gonna do it.
The Graham would have charged like 2,500 to come back.
Gotcha, okay. Did they end up coming back in like at that one address that we stopped
They
at?
stayed and worked on it a little bit. I did speak. Oh,
Good God,
no, let me text him. I did speak with the
homeowner,
homeowner or the one that takes care of the
Sure.
property.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite happy, so I said, I'll just work with you from here. on
Okay.
out. I mean, rather than keep getting them back, so,
Mhm.
yep. We'll figure it out.
I'd like to make a motion. Oh, unless you have further comments?
Nope.
All right.
I was just gonna say. no.
I'd like to make a motion approved to reimburse Arlington Public Schools the amount of $1,500 for additional pavement. JEO to pay the village $750 for half of the project.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve payment to Arlington Public Schools in the amount of $1,500. Let's have a vote.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jason Macy, Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item E, discussion and possible approval of proposal from JEO for swimming pool study.
Yeah, so on this one, talking things over and looking at kind of where the pool currently sits and knowing that we're losing water already, I don't feel like maybe using that money for consulting and doing just a little study is worth it. And I have some people in the community that has expressed interest too in being part of a committee to maybe move forward with like plans for a new pool and what that might look like. And if we can use that way, then we could figure out what it's actually going to cost us to.
I've had recent contact with people that are interested in being on a pool permit too, so we should try and get these.
Let's figure out and see if our list
together.
is similar, or we can put them together and create a committee and move forward to me with what that looks like, as opposed to spending the money on the back end to tell us that we need to do work.
Yeah.
So it would basically put this proposal for that study on hold, look at using that money elsewhere.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sounds reasonable to me. Anybody?
Perfect.
Okay, well, in that case, there'd be no motion, no vote unless somebody wants to make a motion otherwise. Take that as no. On to new business. Item A, streets. Jason and Paul.
we walked around with John and Graham and JEO and we went over the project. Discussed concerns. It's really the only thing that we've done since our last meeting.
Yeah. It looked like they got some bales down. I don't know what they call it, the round rolls of where we were having drainage issues up by the football field. They did do some seeding.
Do you remember with that, where we were on the project on Bell Street and First Street on the last meeting? I know we discussed it a little bit when they did their study in there.
So what had come up in our conversation there was potentially do that intersection in concrete and then do Bell Street.
In asphalt Bell Street.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, that was just a rough,
Yeah.
there's just the one no, there's two intersections actually, if you go down all the way to First and Bell.
Yeah.
And then
First and Bell is what we were, I think that's what we were
that's the
talking
only
about.
intersection you were talking
I was
about.
doing that
Yeah.
concrete and then you do the rest.
And then maybe you fill in later.
Because that's just it's gonna be an issue that we're gonna have to deal with eventually because it's getting bad. That street, First Street is falling apart and Bell Street, the bumps are not getting any better.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's something we're gonna have to visit before
What
budget
did,
season.
what did John say about the bumps? Newberry, didn't he say something?
on
So
Bell.
we could cut them out.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Yeah,
And redo them, but, I mean, is that putting a Band-Aid on something?
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
Right.
maybe it's something we need to visit about as a committee before budget season and see,
yeah.
Mhm.
really put some numbers together and see, get a hold of Steve Parr and see where we are on the. We can set up a meeting with Steve and John, maybe we can hash it over and.
Yeah.
Because I know we had talked about the big process, you asked John.
Mhm. Well, yeah, they'd asked, well, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that and they said it was,
Yeah, they said November, December to be ready for next summer.
I think we're not sure how much money we can spend. is the
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, we need to figure that out too.
Talk about it in
For,
budget season.
allocations and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, we'll try and have some more information before we sit down for budget meetings then. See if we can sit down with John. Or
I'll see if I can
Steve,
get a hold of
Steve.
Mhm.
And maybe he can come up someday when you guys are available and we can sit down and talk about it. He knows more about that.
Cause we've already, I mean, we've done all the core stuff. We've done, I mean,
Yep.
everything, the studies have been done. It's a matter of just, yeah. Figuring out how to get the money and then doing the project.
Anything else in the streets? All right. Item B, water sewer people services report, James.
Just got a couple of things. The water iron, that was on the schedule for late June, early July to clean the tower.
Okay.
And then just an FYI, there's a curb stop on, see at 720 North 8th that I cannot get it shut off. I let it go down it. I tried shutting it off 3 different times. So
So
we're,
that's 720 more days.
yeah, so we're probably gonna have to figure out and either replace it, or if we can get a wrench actually on it, and shut it off. That's what we're on now. And then, not sure if everyone knows, but I have taken another position inside the company. But currently I am still here in the mornings. I'm doing all the preventative maintenance still, all the labs, all the chemicals, the rounds every day. Anytime Kate needs something, if it's not an emergency, I either do it in the morning before I leave, or I can do it when I come back home. So
Okay. Thanks,
that's
James.
currently what we got going on.
Right, okay. Mike Adair did also call and discuss that would be the conditions of the remainder of the contract until such time it changed.
I'm not 100% sure if that's gonna be through the, I think they're looking at maybe getting somebody in here. I'm not 100%.
I stand corrected. He did mention that some support like that, you're right, maybe not you specifically, but yeah. Okay,
James, did you ask them how far of a radius they need around that tower? If they're bringing something in aerial.
Oh, yeah,
or-
no, I can
That
call.
needs to be something that we do have that pile of debris up there.
Yeah, I'll
If
call
we needed to
them.
move it beforehand, we can move it somewhere else. So if you can get a hold of them and ask them,
You know,
maybe they'll just do it from underneath, hang there too. Yep, that'd be great if we could.
yeah, no problem.
And the transition, so like chemicals and daily objectives and all that stuff, is that something that James is gonna be able to go over with?
Mike also mentioned that there'd be an exit program that he'd give us all the information, everything from the 811 emergency digging, transferring to new numbers and all that stuff. So there was quite a bit that Mike said that we'd be going through with someone, but
Okay.
he was aware of it. Depending on our final votes.
James, I had a question quick. The meter installed at Sixth Street, I think Ron Johnson, did we put a meter in? Is where the
Yes.
new route, the garden is or whatever?
He put a meter in. I haven't got a reader on it yet. I'll
Okay,
get
it just
a
needs a reader.
I'll
Okay,
probably put a reader on it tomorrow, because I
Okay.
gotta do those rereads.
That's,
okay, okay.
that's Mullins, right?
No,
No.
this one is,
Oh, okay.
Roots to Wings has a new garden.
Oh, okay.
Ron Johnson's property,
Okay.
and so he was putting in like actual hydrant or whatever. Okay. I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, it just needs a reader on it. I can get that tomorrow.
Sounds good.
That's the property that Trevor used to have.
Yeah.
That they burned down that house.
Yes.
Six and no.
B, committee report. Paul, nothing really we've discussed since last meeting.
You know,
Item C, discussion and possible approval to hire Russell Brester as water and wastewater commissioner. Paul, Scott, I believe you did the interviews with the candidates and anything to discuss there?
Yeah, you're the best candidate and we feel pretty good about the situation and pretty confident.
he had the best qualifications of any applicant we had. One level away from what we need, but didn't think it would be a problem to get that shortly, so.
Okay.
Our recommendation to hire.
I believe in administrative, we have the process of updating our wage ordinance. So for now, would it be a motion to recommend Russell to the position? Approve him for the position.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve the hire of Russell Brester as wastewater and wastewater commissioner. Let's have a vote.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jason Weasey, Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item D, discussion and possible approval to submit a 90-day contract termination letter to People Services. Obviously goes hand in hand. If we're hiring our own operator, we need to give notice. We do need to give it no later than June 30th to make our deadline by the end of the year. And at that time, Mike Adair said that once we've given our letter, there could be a discussion to end services earlier, but that would be a discussion to be had. So Paul, we probably have to meet to Mike and talk through what that looks like.
So should we make that motion for June 30th?
I think we just need to make a motion to approve submitting the letter.
Okay.
Just giving our 90-day notice, which will exceed that at this time. And then we can work with him on an exact termination date, no later than October 1st.
Yeah. Well, if we don't need a date, I'll just make the motion to approve submitting a 90-day contract termination letter to People Services.
I'll second that one.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the submittal of a 90-day contract termination letter to People Services. Let's have a vote.
Jason Weasey,
Aye.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Discussion and possible approval to renew Nebraska Rural Water Association membership, the amount of $350.
I think this is something we've always done. I think it just fell through the cracks in the last couple of years. But it's always been good for us to be partners with them, and I'll make the motion to approve the renewal of our Nebraska Rural Water Association membership in the amount of $350.
I'll second that.
Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve the renewal of Nebraska Rural Water Association membership in the amount of $350. Let's have a vote.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jason Weasey,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item C, thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Take care, James.
Item C, Police, Washington County Sheriff's Report. I don't believe Sheriff's on. Scott, Jason, anything else for committee wise?
There was an abandoned car that we were concerned about and it got taken care of today.
I'm gonna do a sweep of town again.
There's a,
Some around it, I don't. It's just hard to get right by the plate to look and see if they're unlicensed, because there's always people walking there.
Sure.
I don't wanna be that person, I don't have a.
the unlicensed bus blocking the sidewalk. Have we talked to the sheriff's department about that?
About the bus, no.
Okay.
Crossing the sidewalk.
It's not licensed and it's blocking the sidewalk between 6th I think it's between 6th and 7th streets
What's
on Elm.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right across the street from where they put the hydrant in,
Yeah.
that empty lot.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. And then maybe it's just, maybe it'll just be a phone call to, or what, to them from the, yeah. Right.
What is that?
I ended up being-
Trying to remember my streets here, but just south of the football field, there's that old gray abandoned house there with that pickup sitting there forever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the word on that place anyway?
It's licensed, the pickup's licensed.
Is it?
It is. He was going to, he wanted to pick the house up and build a basement under it. But, yeah. He also owns the one next door to Casey's, directly to the east
Why we're.
in Fremont, yeah.
Does anybody live in that trailer house that hasn't been maintained right across from the NP Mart? You know, I'm talking, we mow the lot right next door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, it's time for a letter there.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a sweep of town.
Yeah, well, you can't
It's
miss
that time of the year. I mean,
Which-
Yep,
I mean, it has been dry, so the grass
yep.
has slowed down. So if it's
How
still
is
6
the
inches
mowing
tall.
Up in Gotch,
It's
north
time.
of town?
Did they get it done?
Okay,
No, it's time to get it.
oh, it's time,
There's,
okay,
right behind you, that lot's
That
done.
lot's empty.
okay, someone had called. And then the other thing I was gonna say is that we've trying to get the planning commission, going back to that camper in the hard surface
Oh, yeah.
camper. Well, so their argument is if, you know, you put it under cement blocks, that's a hard surface. And I was like, well, I mean, I can't tell you that a cement is not hard. So the planning commission needs to define hard surface and revise the ordinance to hopefully read something to the effect of like continued from the driveway, needs to be paved or rock or whatever, but it needs to be.
Paved or rocked of the.
And it's a continuation
surface
from
area,
the primary
Well,
drive or something, like, so it's
equivalent to
not
the
just.
surface area of the bottom of the trailer, I suppose.
But,
Because otherwise they're gonna just do spots where every point of
well, and
contact.
that's what, right, and I don't know how you like, I don't know.
I believe,
don't know.
yeah, they're having a meeting to discuss the problem with no definition of hard surface. And they're gonna give a recommendation to us on that based on
Yeah,
prior issues. We're trying providing them some.
Did you call the attorney?
about hard
Ask him
surface,
what a hard-
I haven't,
Ask him what the definition is of a hard surface.
okay.
Remember that
I mean, we
time,
pay him enough he can give us an answer to that.
so remember the time we were battling, I thought we made the ordinance, like Nicola, he was gonna put white rock underneath his trailers over here just to have hard surface. Remember that? Anyone or?
he was fighting, he was fighting that.
Yeah,
He didn't want to do it. I spent majority of a lunch hour on the phone discussing that with him one day.
right.
All right, we probably should get this on the agenda if we want to address the hard surface, but. Anything else specifically for police?
That was under our committee report, because we did address that with the sheriff,
Okay,
Yes,
that address and that issue.
I know he sent a deputy right after our last quarterly meeting to visit.
gotcha. I see how it's tied in now. All right. Thank you. Much better.
Thanks for the radar sign report, Kate. Thanks for putting that.
John,
Thanks for putting the radar signs back up.
John does the first step.
Yeah.
All right, anything else on the radar sign report? I guess, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. I can't find it in the packet.
It's separate from the packet. It was in the,
Oh, that's,
They're in the packet.
oh, were they in the packet itself? I just saw the attachments that you put in the email.
I just like to make it easier for Sheriff Robinson.
Let me see where his speed was this month. Okay, anything else on the radar sign report? All right, let's move on to D, Parks Committee report. Jeremy and Travis. Yeah, go for it.
So Travis and I met in just looking and visioning forward to the projects that we will be looking at for next year and trying to get a handle on what that budget will look like. And we want to try to make sure that as we start to do our budget, either pull stuff off that has been on there a while and clean it up. So if it's not going to get used in one fashion, then maybe we can use it elsewhere. So some of those things are, we're looking at the main park and then visioning and trying to come up with the master plan, right? And I think the pool's part of that, and we'll determine then kind of what that park looks like and kind of going from there. So.
Yeah, we should have enough for putting a budget with some ideas of what fits a budget versus what's got to be voted and bonded, like a swimming pool. And we'll try to get something together by budget season so we can all look at it. Anything else for committee?
I mean, otherwise pool stuff, but Chaley's our manager, we have one manager, 2 assistant managers this year. And they are working hard and getting it ready, and I think that's looking smooth, so.
Well,
How much have we lost? Like you said that we lost water already. Are we talking like a foot, 2 foot?
We probably lose 2 to 3 inches a day. So, yeah.
So pretty consistent to what it's been in the past.
Yeah.
And not even hot weather yet.
No, nobody in the pool yet. So,
John, any other concerns about the pool right now from what you've seen?
not at this point. I just want the leaves to stop falling. No, it's in.
Helicopters everywhere.
Leave on Wednesday and I won't be around for the opening, so hopefully everything will smooth.
Splash pads all good to go. I know we'll get calls about that if pool's open and that's not.
Everything's good. I'll check it out again tomorrow to make sure everything's good.
Perfect.
Taylor's got it. He knows what's going on too, so. Should be good.
You did mention you did kind of a cleanup on the concrete on the splash
I
pad.
did, yeah.
So,
Cleaned
yep.
it all up, acid washed it all, got it, so it's not slick, so.
Perfect.
Do you have any suggestions for anything else we could do to that?
We did get some new valve parts for the valves that leak by. That's the main thing is when they leak by, it just keeps running on the concrete and then it makes us all over.
Would you recommend any treatment or anything being done to the concrete?
I've asked Paul Kaup, who sells this chemical, there's really not much I
Okay,
mean, what we're doing is about it.
okay.
There's an acid wash that you can put on it to get it off. And that might be, I know Kate had mentioned something, and so did Jake. One of their weekly duties at the pool to make sure that that's.
It wouldn't take much to hit it with the scrub brush. once in a
Yeah,
while.
if it's hit once every 2-3 days with the scrub brush, probably take care of it.
yeah.
And it's not that hard to do. We'll put that on the weekly checklist of things to do.
Okay. Monthly library report. We did not have a chance to review the report, so I apologize.
I did not get anybody to respond. I did call one company about the panic bars, the door on the back. They haven't responded yet.
Okay.
So I will reach out to them. It's the same company we used in the past.
Was there anything on the battery powered lights? There was a question.
They're on, but nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're battery powered.
Okay.
I don't know.
That was the 2 questions they seemed to have that day was the panic bar, and then if there was.
I know they're on at all times, because I looked in there and they're on at nights
Oh,
when the lights are on. Soon. I mean, if they're on then, I would assume they got battery packs in them, but no, I did not check that out.
Okay. I'll just ask Julie why she thinks they don't work. So maybe I'll start there.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie and Sheila provided a summary. It's a kind of more of a value proposition to the community about the library. And so I made sure to include that in the packet. So please read that at your convenience. It's more informational, but just shows some of the value that the library provides the community. And Kate, just a follow-up. I know this was from last month, but the background check policy,
yes.
could you give us a little update?
I reached out to LARM for a sample policy, and James Kelly with LARM was supposed to get back to me now that I'm back, so I just need to email them. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get a sample policy and I have a policy by next month
Okay.
drafted.
Okay. Any questions on the background check policy?
This is for library employees.
It would be for any village employee if we implemented it, unless we so decided it was only specifically one area.
I think if you do it for one, you probably gotta do it for all.
Okay.
New hires, I mean, people who are currently hired won't have to go back through it, of course.
Sure. Okay, thanks, Kate, for following up on that. Item C, discussion of possible approval of pickleball court quote from Pro Track and Tennis in the amount of $38,800. Jeremy, do you want to address this?
So. We are exploring possibilities for that Bell Creek area, the basketball courts, the volleyball courts, the way that everything is kind of set up down there in the old cage, batting cage, and trying to explore all the possibilities and what might be best use in that. So, as part of that, trying to come up with that master plan of how we utilize all the parks. We want to explore also what it might look like to revamp some of that. And it might be more cost effective to revamp and do something completely new than use that old one. And so that's kind of where we're currently at and like exploring what that will look like. So again, we set money aside this year to look at that possibility, but again, at 38,000, we might be able to get more bang for our buck by looking at a full master plan than just saying, hey, let's do this one project and add it, and then come back later and be like, oh, that probably wasn't our best one. If that makes sense,
Yeah, it was basically a recommendation to hold off on resurfacing that area.
Yeah.
Making sure that was the right place to do it. And secondly, that was the right way to spend it. I don't think anybody's questioning a pickleball court in general, that I think
Right.
there's a lot of excitement in the community about doing something like that,
Exactly.
but maybe doing something even bigger. So.
With that, my concern would be currently where the tennis court and the volleyball court are, it's very flood prone. And
Yep.
running into issues with that. We could find a more elevated area or elevated area, that would be very advantageous of the
Right.
village to do that.
Yeah. And
And
if,
we can clean it up. We all know what it's like to clean it up, so.
Yeah, how deep was the mud over there that day that we
Yeah.
had to dig it out?
Let's just not talk about that.
Okay.
Just stop having nightmares.
Yeah,
I had sent you guys that information that
You
Nick
did.
had talked about too, so.
Yep. And I saved that with it because I think that's a great opportunity.
With that,
And I think Nick would be happy to see you guys. I mean, he's pretty passionate about that. So anything that you want to do with pickleball. talk
Yeah.
about it.
yeah, this company that Jason is referring to, they will build them brand new too. So that's.
Yep.
Then that's where we go back to. Okay. Unless there's any other comment, I will move on. All right. Item D, discussion and possible approval of insurance claim for Auditorium Row. John.
Spoke with a company that's doing some work around from the hailstorms. They did come and
Flashbacks.
take a look at the auditorium. Let me back up. I had a local contractor come and look at the other roofs. This roof, our shop, found no damage. Had a company that's doing commercial properties around come look at the auditorium. He's very optimistic that we could potentially get a new auditorium roof out of this, which has not been replaced in my recollection, other than putting Band-Aids on it. So the most it's gonna cost us is our deductible, and he would pursue it from there. If the insurance company said, no, we're not gonna do it, it would just be the deductible. The company would not, that's all they would charge. So I don't know what the deductible is. I think it's 1,000 from what I read on that auditorium.
Yeah, those deductibles aren't very high anyway. None of them are.
My suggestion would be to pursue it if the contractor thinks he can get it bought. He said the roof right now in its state is functional, but he said if you get any more storms, whatnot, it's probably gonna fail eventually, and then you're gonna have to put it out of your own pocket.
This is a local contract?
It is a company out of Texas.
Oh, not interested.
Okay.
Won't vote for something out of
But
town.
no,
Not after the last.
but what I'm saying is, that's not the only companies. We can call other companies.
Sure.
I will only vote for someone that is actually in the state of Nebraska.
Okay.
So that we, because we went through this last time,
No,
we had to hire
I agree.
out of state lawyers
But
to try and get the people to come and finish the job.
I agree. You don't have to raise your voice.
Won't do it.
I agree.
Question for you. If a company was bonded, does that make a difference? And this is more of a general question about using contractors.
When it got to the point where they wouldn't come back and they were out of state, it
Right.
was just, that was done.
Okay, I was just
Right.
curious if there was a.
Our lawyer had no interest in pursuing it because
Right.
it would be too expensive.
With that, I do highly suggest that we make a claim. If this contractor says, I can get a local contractor to come in and take a look at it too.
I would
and we
love
can
to
wait
have
until next month,
somebody
that's fine.
that
What
we
I'm
can
saying
get a
is-
hold of.
What I'm saying is, if it's a possibility that we can get it done, we need to get it done. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. How about that?
Yeah,
You don't have to
Okay.
vote on it this month.
I'm okay with getting a claim or getting estimates, but
Okay.
not from somebody out of state.
No,
Are we saying that to have someone come look at it is gonna cost us $1,000?
this I don't know with other contractors. For instance, if I have McKinnis come in, I don't.
They may
know if
just come and look.
does
Right, they may just come and
an
look,
Assessment, I have no idea.
right?
I will have to just call them and ask.
Because that's who ended up doing it all eventually. was-
Yes.
Okay.
Probably you and I are the only ones left, right?
When was,
I-
Were you looking at that?
when was that?
This was one of the first hailstorms that
I think it
went
was
through
2013,
13.
I think.
Oh, my time.
They came and made all kinds of promises about building a building.
But
It's
that
all-
was the
I
last
just
time.
stopped having
the
nightmares about
auditorium-
this. I don't want to bring
I
it
guess,
up.
I guess my point is, I wasn't trying to tell you the contract. I was just trying to tell you that if we can get.
We should make a claim if we're.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's possible.
I'm
I don't
okay
care
with
who the
making a claim.
contractor is, but I'm just telling you, the contractor that I did talk to was from,
Sure, thank you, and I
I
appreciate it.
don't care who does it. And that's entirely up to you. If you guys want to say, yes, if it's possible to make a claim and make that motion, let's pursue that. If not, if we have a contractor come in and say, you don't have a plan, then I will just put it to rest.
So now you said you had someone check this roof too?
I did. I had a local contractor.
And what did they say?
He said, this is fine.
Okay.
Our building up, our shop up there is fine.
All right. Thank you.
Do we need a
So
motion?
with that, yeah, I'll make a motion to move forward with having someone check the roof of the auditorium. Yeah. Someone to check the roof to see if we can move forward with the claim.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve.
Well, doesn't Alarm send out their adjuster?
They will send an adjuster out and they will probably require us to get 3 bids anyway.
Right.
So approval, we have a motion, a second.
It's just basically approving to start the claim.
Okay,
I mean, on the road.
still good with that?
I'm good with that.
Paul, you good with that?
Yeah.
So stated?
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Jason
Aye.
Weasel, Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
And I will make sure to get 3 local.
Thank you.
Item E, annual summer sizzle request for approval. Kate, can we approve all these in one piece? With the exception of, I spoke with Paul Kalp today, and they do not have their insurance policy yet on the alcohol consumption, the general coverage, so we cannot approve the last item without proof of insurance. So the other 3 bullets we could approve, but how do you want to do that, Kate? Do you want them all separately?
You could
Pending.
approve like as listed, mine, or, except for permission to allow consumption, and that one will just.
Should
be
we approve it
tabled.
contingent on?
Or you could, yeah, contingent on proof of liability insurance. If I don't know, if by the next meeting they have it,
Paul was gonna have it by the next meeting, so we could approve it before their event, so there shouldn't be an issue by following.
whatever,
Just want to approve them all next month,
We could do that too.
just table it all.
either contingent or
Does anybody see any concerns there other than the proof of insurance?
No.
And they do currently have liability insurance for the fireworks show. They just need to get it for the rest of the events. From their organization. That's how it works.
Hope everyone's good with that. Let's table the whole thing, and I guess if there's any other questions that come up, we'll have a chance to address them. All right, item E, cemetery committee reports, Scott and Jeremy.
Well, this is the big weekend. We'll see a lot of traffic through there. The weather pending. Be out of town, but hopefully Taylor, things looking good.
They'll get Bill and Taylor will have her looking good, I'm sure.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Any other cemetery questions or comments?
So is my other, so Bill is on board for the whole summer then? Is that,
Yeah,
As long as you guys will have him, he will be here. We'll see how it goes once we have our new hire and, we can discuss that when that time comes.
yeah, he's,
I'm sure that, the Russ will be plenty busy with learning.
yeah,
the-
trying to get,
The first couple months, so.
yeah, it might not be a bad idea to keep Bill around for maybe the
I think so.
summer.
Yeah.
okay. Item F, administrative, Washington County Building Permit Report. Your one new start?
So,
So, new construction. 101. Hmm. Unless there's any questions, we'll go move on. Clerk report. Kate,
Yes, let's see. Well, I just came back from vacation. Jake did a great job of holding down the fort. And the background check policy, I'm gonna talk to James later this week about getting a sample policy. HR paperwork for new lifeguards. Jake's been updating cemetery records so that they're all ready for Memorial Day. I submitted the annual report for ARPA, that I attached to the report, or it's also in your packet, so you can see which projects were reported. That was so fun. Gathering budget spreadsheets to kind of break down the account and sub-accounts and projects in there and figure out what is kind of just carried over all the years and what's actual operational expenses and that sort of thing. So hopefully later this week or next week, I'll get them out to all the committees to review before our next meeting or before our budget meeting, whichever's sooner. And then new server from EECS, I did hear back from them. Memorial Day is when they're coming, so I'll be here at noon. They said that there's some downtime and I said, okay. So anyway, I'm just excited to get a new server because I had to restart the computer about 4 times today, finishing the packet. So I will sacrifice my Memorial Day, I guess.
Surprised they want to sacrifice theirs.
Oh my God. Oh well. Oh yeah.
Everything anyway.
It's true. All the password.
Yeah, they know everything that you know.
It's true. They know more than I do. They know more than I do. I'm probably doing a lot more.
anything else for Kate on her report? John, did I miss this report again?
You did. You did not miss it.
Oh, man, I thought I did it again this month. I'm like, geez.
Oh, I apologize for that.
Okay.
I've been busy doing other things. I will get a double next month. You
All
got
right.
a lot of reading.
Good. All right, item C, discussion and possible approval to send deputy clerk to the Municipal Accounting and Finance Conference, June 18th to 20th at a cost of $395 plus lodging and meal stipend. Jake, what can you tell us about it?
We got the program for it and I was able to look at all the sessions that are happening, and on review, I do not feel like it would be worth going to. There was pretty much nothing that actually talks about finance or accounting. It's just a lot of random sessions, pretty much to accrue like treasurer hour. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for saving us the money.
Yeah.
Unless anybody wants to send him anyways.
Torture.
Sounds like it'd be a punishment.
Make him go.
You want to keep them employed, we might not want to send them.
Okay.
So tell us what concert you're gonna miss if you go to this.
All right, then item D, discussion about budget planning, set date of meeting. When do we usually do that? In July or June?
I think June or July is when we've done it. So September is when we'll have to approve the budget. So it'd probably be good if we have good ideas of what we're doing in August. So probably June or July.
It sure would be nice to get our water operator online here
That's true.
and get some feedback before we have our budget meeting too.
You want to move it to July?
Well, if it works for everybody, if not.
I will be gone the last week of July, just so everybody knows.
Which part of that? Is that 20th or
27 or 26th through August 2nd.
What day?
Caribbean's calling me, man. Sorry.
How about the 14th? I'll just throw a date out there and see what sticks.
14th works for me.
What day of the week is that?
That's
Monday.
Monday.
That works for me.
I'll be at a conference, sorry.
No, it's all right. Different day of the week, or you gonna be in for a different,
The conference is through the 16th. I'd be back the 17th and 18th.
would a Thursday work for anybody?
17th.
Thursday works.
Possibly in St. Louis.
Okay. Week before, the 10th? Thursday, the 10th? No? Oh,
I'm okay with that.
Nashville, 8th through the 12th.
okay.
Attaboy. That's what I like to hear.
How about I move back to Monday, the 7th, at the end of the,
Ooh,
yeah, I'm just trying here.
that's right after the holiday weekend.
It is. Or we can jump to June 30th, the week before the holiday.
Ooh,
I'm
The
gone.
the chance of the 17th being gone is probably like 30%. So we want to set the 17th. I'm more than likely here.
We could tentatively do it and then you could let us know
Yeah.
for sure in the June meeting.
But Dathan potentially goes for scholarship thing, but
Okay.
it's only if, yeah, so.
For a budget, for that, you could sue them, couldn't you?
Yeah.
If I am, yeah.
You wanted to call
Let's
whatever.
just plan on the 17th.
Okay.
It sounds like that one works, so.
July 17th.
6:30 or?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And I'll report to the library and have them set some goals for them to get their budgets done too. And Kate, thank you for preparing those spreadsheets.
Mhm.
Give us some numbers to look at. Item E, discussion of possible adoption of ordinance 686, amended wage ordinance. This would be to compensate Mr. Brester. I don't think he's working for free, so we would need to adjust this. Also to be discussed here is the on-call pay or call time or call in, whatever you want to call it. Of course not.
So the, I guess, on-call or whatever, policy is, it's listed under section 2 on page 2. We just kind of put something in there. We can obviously, you guys can discuss it here. Yeah, and then the water and wastewater commissioner at the top of page 1, those are the only additions or edits, I guess, to this ordinance.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 686. Are we gonna have to suspend the rules for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I move to introduce ordinance 686 and move that the statutory rules requiring reading on 3 different days be suspended.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules for 3 readings. Can we have a vote?
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason
Aye.
Weasey. Scott McCorney. Jeremy Hansen. Travis Kramer.
Aye.
I move for final passage of ordinance 686, which reads an ordinance of the Village of Nebraska to amend ordinance 684 wage ordinance and to adopt updated wage policies for the employees of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska.
We need a second. on that. Kate, we have a motion and a second for the passage of ordinance 686. Can we have a vote?
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen. Travis Kramer.
Aye. Ordinance 686 has been voted on and approved this 19th day of May 2025. Item F, discussion and possible approval of 24-hour call service. I did a little bit of legwork on this. So with taking on the water sewer people services had their 24-hour call, we do not. And so I did some checking around and found some services that would provide 24-hour call service that we could use for anything. The second we hit forward on our office phones, it forwards to the service. They charge basically by the minute. We buy in blocks of say 50 minutes or 500 minutes, whatever we want. I found 4 services, all extremely comparable. And Looks like, I'm sorry, Kate, to this packet, I'm having a hard time navigating to it. What page is the,
193.
That breakdown,
yeah. Yeah, I'm getting
194.
OPPD stuff on mine.
192. 197. Something like that.
Yeah, that's the one, but I,
Okay.
here's this.
thank you.
This is very big.
So the four different companies I found, Answer Connect, Answer First, Answer Net, and West Park. And they're a basic package of 50 minutes. Only one of them was just billed all based on the hourly. You talk to a live person, they screen it, decide if it's an emergency or if it's just something for the office. So the difference between, hey, I've got a question about my water bill versus water is blowing up all over my house, I don't know what to do. They would then call down through our call list. We get a web portal with all of them. So we go and set the numbers. So if there's a week that's different, we can change it. We can give more than 2, 3 numbers. We can give everybody if we need to, and they'll just keep calling and trying until they get a live person. And then they will connect the end person to that phone. So we don't actually have to give out phone numbers. We can just use a calling service. The third one down, I think it was AnswerNet. Based on what I saw was the most competitive at a base 50 minutes per month. The only thing is that they do charge. So once the phone line was connected, they're still charging you. So it was connected through them, so they're still charging for that conversation.
Oh, I see.
But I threw some minutes in there saying, okay, let's say you're talking to a person for so long and started putting some extra money into it. And that doesn't. And then the second one down there was a higher number saying it was 125 minutes. We had some overage. Let's say we went over by 100 minutes a month from the plan. The far right side showed that AnswerNet was still quite a little cheaper. So the more calls we took, the more we saved with them. So everything I ran through, that's what I said was AnswerNet seemed like the right service.
And the 15 minutes don't bank on it. That's just 15 minutes for a month.
Every month, yeah.
Okay.
And if
So if we would get no calls in 1 month, it doesn't roll over until 100 the next month.
No, it's,
Okay, it's just-
you pay it,
Use it or.
Yeah,
you use it or lose it.
gotcha.
And that's where they, if you think you need more, you can save money by buying bigger programs, but if we didn't, I just don't think there's gonna be a lot of calls.
I don't know.
But at least it's there, it's available, and if we do have a bad emergency of whatever it is, they call the city office, just like they always do, we don't have to give out another number. And now they have a way to connect, and they will work down whatever call chart we give them.
No. Hey, do you have a lot of, I don't, you have a lot of messages left on the phone, like after the day? That would apply to that would.
Like voicemail?
Yeah, like a voicemail.
Not really, it just depends. Like, there might be 1 or 2. Like, once a week.
Do you know, like, if they screen like a.
I was thinking-
marker or something, like.
So like press 1 to leave a voicemail, press 2 to get the answering service?
That's something a whole different level with FastWire. And we've yet to figure out how to make that work. So
Yeah.
we're still waiting to change our phone system for
That's what I
that
was
piece.
gonna
That
So
would be.
it's like tell a live. on-
Because yeah, we don't want them to.
We don't want
to
just
them.
everybody to.
If it's a person who's just gonna call in to ask, hey,
Yeah.
When's the?
Whatever.
Or a telemarketer or something and they answer it.
Right.
And then they're talking to another.
So we'll have to have a separate line, a number for water sewer problems with this.
Well, what I was hoping is that we would just go ahead and use this.
Yeah.
And see what it amounts to. I mean, if we run 100 minutes over the first month, we figure out we've got to implement that faster. But we had to work something out with FastWire. We were having no luck getting anywhere with that. So we were trying to take the first step of just making sure month 1 of our water operator without people services that
That we have
if
something.
811 calls the number, we've got somewhere to send them. But yeah, it's definitely something to be cognizant of if we.
I know it would be good to get started now.
Yeah, anytime, whenever we set it up, if we approve it, Kate goes through the portal and logs in and sets it all up. Again, their portal, every phone call they record. So if it comes in and you don't understand who it is, or the message doesn't make sense, you can listen to the actual conversation. They'll send you email or text, whatever you ask. If it's, we basically script out exactly what they want them to do and who to talk to.
I'll make a
One
motion.
of our options, we could tell them, if they say for billing questions, we can say, give the office a call tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. That could be our script.
I'll make a motion. We approve the bid from AnswerNet as presented.
I'll second that.
Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve the bid from AnswerNet. As presented, the base package.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item G, discussion and possible approval to appoint KJ Beam to the Planning Commission. Well, you must have had an effect on him because after the meeting, he approached me and said he would have an interest in serving on the Planning Commission after the last meeting. And I took the opportunity to visit with him a few minutes to find out about, what his interests were. And he genuinely said he'd just like to help serve. He thinks he's at that point that he wants to do something. And I think Mike Leonard also called and visited with him a little bit. And after that, he was still very interested. So sorry, that wasn't meant in any condescending way. But it was, he was still very interested. So
I'll make a motion to appoint KG Beam to the planning commission.
I'll second that.
Kate, we have a motion and a second to approve KJ Beam to the Planning Commission. Let's have a vote.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Item H, discussion and possible approval to appoint the following individuals to the Economic Development Committee. Nick Schreck, Connor Urick, Nick Engelbart, and Trevor Gnuzzi. They've all offered to be a part of this committee focused on economic development for Arlington. And they have been patiently waiting to meet for the first time as we've had to have 3 readings. And they understood why, so they're excited to get together and start talking about it. And they look forward to anything that the board would like them to look into specifically. So please give me your feedback and thoughts on opportunities or things they could look at. And they'll work like the planning commission to provide their recommendations to us. And next steps for economic development.
Great idea and bunch of great looking people for it. So I'll make the motion to approve. Make a motion to appoint the following individuals to the Economic Development Committee. Nick Schreck, Connor Urick, Nick Engelbart, and Trevor Gnuzzi.
Second.
Kate, we have a motion and a second to appoint Nick Schreck, Connor Urick, Nick Engelbart, and Trevor Gnuzzi to the Economic Development Committee. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
And now that's 4, right? There's only 4 on that.
There's a room for 5. So we have room for 1 more if there's somebody else in the community that has an interest. We knew we needed to have a quorum. And that 4 would give them room to work with for now and then.
5 is the max.
I think it's structured that way.
So I'm pretty sure that
I think it's-
5 in there.
Planning commission wise, we're still good.
We have, yep, I believe Mike's got a few months left. So at the moment we're full, but we will have room for another person there too. But it's exciting to go from almost 2 empty committees to almost 2 full committees. So it's exciting to see people step up. And with that said,
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Kate, we have a motion and a second for adjournment. Let's have a vote.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. Thank you all.